How much does the U.S. actually sell to China?
Yeah, so this is the big story. Obviously, Biden came out with his tariffs from the Chinese cars going over to the U.S., and really the big story there is that, in fact, they don't sell many cars in the United States, right? But now the EU is sort of prepping their tariffs. They're going to release those in 2 weeks, and those are the cars that are coming from China into the European Union, and that is much more significant for China. So what China is saying is now, listen, if you do that, we are going to retaliate. We're going to hit these big engine cars, and a lot of these cars, the big, most highest margin cars that you see in Stuttgart from Mercedes-Benz, the big Maybachs with huge cylinder engines, those are made here and sent over to China. If you put a 25% tariff there, that is going to be meaningful. It's going to have a meaningful impact on their bottom line.
I mean, so Tesla is also, struggling with sales in Europe, but Tesla's big bet was also on China just a couple of months ago.
Yeah, correct. So Tesla has production both in Europe and in China, but actually a third or a fourth of the cars from Tesla that they sell in Europe come from China. So this is another one that's going to be caught in the crosshairs. And we just got this sort of monthly data from Tesla. Their sales are going down. They're actually losing market share here in Europe, particularly when they used to be the only game in town. They no longer are, so they're sort of losing momentum here in Europe.
I mean, does this quieten down post-U.S. elections? Is it just like a tit for tat? Is it politicking, or are these tariffs less to say?
I mean, you think about it, right? You say there's a big contrast between Trump and Biden. However, on the sort of economic policy and a lot of the sort of tariff policy, it hasn't been that different. It feels kind of America first on some of the industrial and economic policy. I don't think that anyone in the White House that gets in, whether it's Biden, whether it's Trump, is going to go any easier on China. The question is, what is Europe going to do? How far are they going to follow the U.S.'s lead? And that is a question that they need to resolve, particularly since there's some disagreements on that, particularly between France and Germany.
Always. Holly, thank you so much. Holly Crook there with a very